Hi, it's Phil Gallo with Variety. I'm here with the South Austin Jug Band, joined by Dennis, James, and Brian. The title, it's got geography and sort of history in there. How much of what you do is true jug band, and how much of it really kind of relates to Austin?
Man, that's a good question. I don't think any of it really relates to any real jug band music. You know, the name came from a Muppet movie. It was never intended to. We never used a jug. We never had any interest in finding anybody who did. You know, the name just kind of stuck. Not gonna lie, the name kind of came about as a joke, and the shows weren't. They were good. The town seemed to like it, and we just kind of got stuck with it. Trying to explain it ever since.
Because Strange Invitation, certainly, there's a lot of great interplay, especially fiddle, mandolin, and guitar. It's a very modern sounding record, and you guys really are, you're getting play in Americana radio stations. It seems like it really fits in there. True?
I agree.
Yeah. Thanks. I think it's more of a reflection of what we listen to as opposed to our older records. Whenever we made those records, I know I personally was listening to a lot more bluegrass than I do nowadays. I think he was too. And now we all listen to newer stuff, newer artists that we really like, and it's definitely reflected on this record, I think. So
that's pretty good. that was good.
Did you all grow up playing bluegrass mostly, or where?
Yeah, a lot of old time fiddle music. There was a lot of fiddle contests in mine and Brian's past, and that has a lot to do with like the instruments we play. The folk instruments.
It wasn't necessarily bluegrass, but it had those bluegrass instruments, and it led to bluegrass, But then now it's starting to lead somewhere else. So.
Because what's really interesting is a lot of especially on Strange Invitation, there's a lot of integrated back and forth between, especially with fiddle and mandolin throughout the record. I think that's really what gives you guys sort of a stamp of identity is that integration as opposed to bluegrass where it's solo, solo, solo. How much do you work on that? Is that, and does it become sort of set in stone and that's the way you do it live, or is a lot more jamming around?
Man, we like to get a good set way of doing it and then play off of that. Like have something to start with and then always be building on it. Tunes are constantly changing. As is our style. So it's always like fun to play the shows because it's never going to be the same thing twice.
Yeah, and there is a lot more jamming live than there is, on the record because, we have to fill 2 hours instead of, just a record's worth of music. So there's a lot more jam-oriented songs going on. But I think it adds a lot, you get a little kind of the best of both worlds.
How do you guys see the sort of the Austin scene and where is it right now as locals?
I think it's doing great. I think on any night of the week you can go out and see any kind of band you want. You can't say that about many towns. We're fortunate we get to drive around and visit a lot of places, but, there is something special about Austin that is very noticeable.
And you made the record here in town?
Yeah, we did. We made it out at Willie Nelson's studio out by the old Pedernales River, and, just went through their old closets and found out any kind of old 70s gear we could get our hands on and used it. We recorded all to tape, no computers, and it was fun. It was a blast.
Yeah, because it has a real fresh sound. There's a real kind of honest, it certainly doesn't sound dated, but it certainly has that warmth.
It's the most organic creation this band's ever had, where we actually wrote together instead of, it's time to make a record. How many songs you got? How many you got? All right, let's record them all. This one was a lot more fun from the beginning to the end. It was a heck of a road, but I'm really proud of the record we ended up with.
Now you're considered the chief songwriter for the band.
I end up
He's the
having to
lyric
write
man.
most of the words, but these guys, they're fantastic writers also. They write great music.
Do you find that you take a germ of an idea and you try to work it out? Is it more
Yeah, I
in
think-
the garage, or is it more kind of on the stage in places?
Nah, literally, I think it's in the garage. Literally, that's
Yeah, that's our hot room. That's where all the stuff goes down.
that's where all the gear's set up. Yeah, one of us will have an idea, and then we'll show somebody else, and then see what they can come up with it. Everybody has their own little, influences that'll make them bring something different to the table.
Very good. Well, I want to thank you for coming out.
Thanks for having
And,
us.
Good luck.